Both parents of Madeleine McCann are now considered formal suspects by the Portuguese police authorities in the disappearance, perhaps even death, of their own daughter.
Kate and Jerry McCann have both been today declared Arguido.
Suspected of killing his daughter and disposing of her body. Earlier in the day, they'd watched as Kate McCann left after her second day of intense questioning. At the beginning of the 5-hour interview, she was told she was being designated a suspect.
Over the 5 years since her daughter Madeleine disappeared whilst on a family holiday in Portugal, Kate McCann has had first-hand experience of dealing with the pain and heartbreak of having a loved one go missing.
Well, whilst the search for her daughter continues, Kate is about to help launch a brand new initiative that will hopefully help find some of the thousands of people that go missing in the UK each year. And Kate is here now to tell us all about it. And we were just saying that you don't do many of these things on your own, do you?
I don't. Usually have Jerry next to me, you're right.
Well, this is a very big launch, and the launch is tomorrow, the biggest billboard campaign in British history. So how is it going to work? What is it?
Well, basically it's a 12-week nationwide campaign, and the Outdoor Media Centre, which is kind of the trade body for all the outdoor media owners, so all the people that own billboard space in your cities, towns, on your public transport, they've teamed up with the charity Missing People, basically to try and find missing children and adults. So starting tomorrow, across these screens, they'll be featured one child and one adult per week. So there'll be a photograph, the location, time when they were last seen, and a number, 116 000 to call. And the idea is, we know that outdoor advertising works, and we know that publicity is crucial to help find missing children, and it works. And that's why it's...
But not only that, it's a speed thing as well, and because these are screens, it can be updated quickly, can't it?
Absolutely. The response time to change an appeal if needed. If more information comes in, they need to change it. If a child is found and they need to put another appeal up quickly, they can do that pretty much instantly.
Well, there are 250,000 people go missing each year in the UK. Thankfully, the majority are found. But the heartache for the families whose missing member of the family hasn't been found is extensive and ongoing, isn't it? Obviously, it's something that you know.
No, it is. It's, I mean, not only obviously do you go through the pain and anxiety and fear, you have that relentlessness and uncertainty of not knowing, and that doesn't go away.
And so, so this is your first official role as ambassador for missing people, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And so there is a great feeling that this open loop technology, the ability to update screens very quickly, will help certainly when it comes to resolving a case, because there is always good news. The girl who was due to feature prominently in the campaign has been found, which is fabulous. Really but a new child obviously is very quickly going to become the focus of that campaign. It's not just children either, though, is it?
No, it's not. It's vulnerable adults who go missing as well. I think primarily, or largely, it is going to be children that are featured, but there will be adults too.
So I guess the idea is that if you see one of these billboards in your town centre, just stop and look.
Absolutely.
Because you never know, you might hold the key or some bit of information to help find that person.
Oh, that's right. I mean, I think everyone can play a part, and it's estimated that 10 million people will actually see these boards. You know, obviously we've got the summer coming up, we've got the Olympics, and I guess, yeah, please stop, take a look. You know, it's cliche, but one person can make a difference.
I saw all the tweets on National Missing Persons Day, and the charity were tweeting every 30 minutes a picture of somebody that had gone missing, and it was going on throughout the day. I thought it was brilliant. But 2 people were found that day.
That's right, two teenagers were found. Yeah.
So it just goes to show, actually, this works.
It does work, and I mean, you can speak to the experts in the States, and they can give you an example after example. It really does work, and as I say, everybody everybody can help.
Is there any chance that this campaign, if it's successful here, which I'm sure it will be, would be extended throughout the rest of Europe?
Well, certainly, it's an initial 12-week campaign, but I think it probably will continue. It may become more regionally based. I'm not sure whether it'll extend to Europe. It'd be fantastic if it could, or if there's any other companies that can come forward, because, basically the Outdoor Media Centre have, they're putting £1 million towards this campaign.
Yeah.
And we do need people like that, companies, organisations, in order to make initiatives like this happen.
Well, you also, active on many fronts, because you've launched the European hotline as well for missing people. You launched that in May. How's that gone?
Very good, from what I've heard so far. There's been a lot of new people coming to the number, whether it be by phone or email or to the website, which is encouraging. They've had a lot of calls, on average probably about 130 calls per day.
Wow.
Each day, just to that number alone. Obviously the other numbers are active at the moment, but it just shows really how a campaign can,
really help.
that penetration.
And I guess having that sort of network of countries all working together, again, that quickness and that response is what is so important in that situation.
It does. It's a simple number, one number to remember, and wherever you are in Europe, in those 16 countries that so far have the number, ring that number and you will end up, if it's not the right place, you'll be put through straight away to the right place. So.
We were saying about the effects of a missing person on a family, this sort of far-reaching explosion that goes out throughout the whole family, this ripple effect. I was reading in the paper this morning that you were saying that your own two children, Sean and Emily, that they still take an interest in the fact that other people take an interest in what you've gone through.
Yeah, as a family member who has a loved one missing, it's so painful, and I think you need to know, you feel helpless, but you need to know that there's other people helping too. It just gives you great hope and strength, and there's so many families out there in similar positions, and this campaign itself will help all these families.
Yeah. And what about you? Because DCEI Andy Redwood, who's leading the review of the evidence in your case, said his team were developing genuinely new information. What are you aware of? Where is the case now?
Well, obviously I don't know all the information. I know new information has come in that needs to be followed up, and obviously there's a lot of information that's come from the files from the review as well. We're at the stage really that we're hoping for the case to be reopened. So there isn't really any change from where we stand since May.
The Portuguese officials, because in April the Portuguese Attorney General appeared to rule out the reopening of the case. Is it still a case of persuading them or getting them further on board?
Well, I hope so. I think we felt we needed to allow more time for people for the authorities to look at the evidence really before they made a decision.
It's one of those things that you wonder when you read the newspapers and you think, I wonder how helpful this is to the family, because at the centre of every big newspaper report there is a family that's going to be reading it and maybe not wanting to see it. And there was the evidence from Stephen Birch, who spent £40,000 on a scanner, took scans of the Praia da Luz area and said that he found a void underneath there. Are you aware of all of that?
Yeah, the Met let us know about it in advance of it hitting the newspaper. I guess, there was no credibility to it. Who is this person at the end of the day? So.
You have your own campaign this summer, don't you? And this is the luggage tags.
Well, we're just carrying on basically what we've done the last few years, really. When people go on holiday in the summer, we're saying, please, take some posters, take some luggage tags. As you know, we had a new age progression produced.
Yes.
Yes, this is it. In April, this is it here, and
and it's the same basis really for this campaign. It's so important to get an image out there. As I say, there'll be 10 million people viewing the images that go up on these billboards. The same with Madeleine. The more people that you reach, the greater chance you are of finding that child.
Well, as we said, tomorrow is the big launch. It's the, as we said at the very beginning, the biggest billboard campaign in British history, and as Kate was saying, just take a couple of minutes to look up and see whether or not you recognise or you can help any of the people that will appear on these billboards. And thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Not at all.
Thank you very much.
If you would like any help or information on anything we've just discussed, then you can find details of helplines and all the numbers that we were talking about as well on our website, itv.com/thismorning.
We'll be back after the break.